All right. So this week we're using the Halloween Tarot for our weekly collective reading. So this applies for everyone. So hopefully you can put these messages to good use. And the spread that I'm using, I got from dailytarotgirl.com. So it'll give us a situation, a challenge card, and a helper card. So let's see what our situation is this week. All right, situation card is the Empress. Oh, that's cool. Bride of Frankenstein, if you can see that. Love it. Okay. So that's pretty cool. So our situation this week is that we're in a really good spot for creativity and receptivity. So the Empress versus the Emperor. The Emperor is sort of all about like structure, like routine, strategy, that masculine energy. Whereas Empress energy is more about creativity, receptivity, kind of going with the flow, feeling inspired. It's just a little bit more, yeah, it's very like unstructured, free-flowing. It's an energy that I could use right about now, we'll just say, because my life has been very structured and routine. So I would like to be in a more receptive state. That would be very nice. Okay. So what's going to get in the way of that for us this week? Oh, the World card. Okay. This one's so cool because I love the scorpion in the bottom of that, if you can see that. Okay. All right. I want to check out what our helper card is too, because I like being able to see both of them at the same time. So what's going to help us this week is the Page of Pumpkins. Oh, that's so cute. It's like a little Wednesday Addams figure looking at a pumpkin. All right. Okay. And that red-orange color just comes up so prominently in all of these cards, which when I think of like that red color, I think of like passion and energy and things like that. All right. There's so much imagery in all these cards. I love it. Okay. So once again, our situation this week, and it can be applied to anything. So think of where you might want some more creative energy, some more receptivity, where you just kind of feel like a little bit more ease in your life and things are kind of coming to you in a natural sort of way. You don't actually have to be the one going after anything or trying too hard. It's really just kind of being in a state of enjoyment, gratitude. Yeah, it's a really good spot to be in because see how she's just kind of sitting there lounging with her cat and there's some fruit on the tree over there. She's just, enjoying life. It's a very good spot to be in. So that's the energy of this week. That's nice. I could use that energy. But what's going to get in the way of that is the World card. And I don't mean like just the world itself getting in our way. The World card is usually about like completion of a cycle. And it's just so interesting seeing all these different creatures on the sides. So there's like an eel, a scorpion, some kind of lizard creature, a bat. And then the cat is just in the center of there. But what's standing out to me the most is the Saturn. It's like a little Saturn planet there. And Saturn is like known to be the planet of structure and routine and limitations and all of that. So I kind of feel like what's going to get in the way of our creative, receptive energy this week is if we are being a little bit too structured and rigid with our time or being a little bit too focused on the end result or the end product and trying to just complete something. Because I feel that same way. Like, do you ever want to do something that's like just creative or fun or just be like in a good creative headspace, but you're thinking about like the end result of the thing that you want to produce? It just kind of like kills the whole vibe of it. Because then you're doing it for the product and not for just the fun and enjoyment of doing that thing. So what's going to help us this week is the page of pumpkin. And pages are all about like being like a student, a perpetual learner. She even has like all these like little school books at the bottom of the card, and she's like gazing very intently at this pumpkin in front of her. And there's like a little ghosty like watching. So I feel like what's going to help us this week is really just kind of staying focused and being open to learning new things. Because yeah, she's clearly like on her way to school. It looks like she is focusing on whatever message is coming through from this little pumpkin ghost duo. And pumpkins in this deck are the pentacles. So like things that are helping us in terms of like our health, our career, our money, and things like that. So these are all like super very different cards playing together. It's so funny. So I'm trying to see if there's like anything else I'm getting out of them this week. Yeah, I mean, what's standing out to me as I'm just kind of comparing all the imagery to the card is, like I said, the Empress being about just being in kind of like a state of creativity, being like really open. There's like all these stars around her too. Kind of starry-eyed. She's like not really like focused on anything really. She's kind of like being open, going with the flow. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And that's our situation. But then like when we look at the World card, see how like the cat is kind of like boxed in? There's like a circle of skeletons all around it. It's almost like it's kind of caged in really tightly. So I feel like what could potentially get in the way of our, creative energy this week is really like boxing ourselves in, maybe getting too specific. And just, how do I want to word that? Yeah, I think just boxing ourselves in, because if we're just kind of focusing on the end result, we might be limiting our options or our choices, and that's like never a good thing. Whereas like this figure here, she's just in completely open space. So there's just all this, freedom around her. It's just like clear, open skies. But she is focusing on this item in front of her. So to me, it's kind of like if we're going to be creative and open, we're going to like kind of hush out the outside or even our inner critic noises or the things that keep us boxed in and just try to figure out, I don't know, she just looks like she's trying to learn something. She's trying to like get a message. So I think that's maybe what it is. What's going to help us is just being open and present for receiving messages that are going to guide us and kind of letting ourselves be like wide open for possibilities. That's what it seems to be suggesting to me this week. I don't know. These cards have like so much going on in them though, compared to like some of the other decks that I use. I just think that this one's really funny because at the bottom of the World card, because there's like a big tree, it says Nidhogg was here carved into it. I'll have to look up who Nidhogg is, if that's like a real name or whatever. But anyways, that's our reading for this week. So I hope it's full of creative energy, even if you're not an artist. So creativity doesn't have to be, like hobbies or creative pursuits like painting and art and things like that. Like we bring creativity into our lives every day, or we should be. Like that's how some of the best ideas come for problem solving, is through tapping into creativity and being willing to like see something in a fresh perspective. But not even just about the creativity part, but just about, receiving things and letting things happen naturally, just kind of going with that flow state in our lives, whether that's at work or in our relationships, just kind of like letting things be is the situation that we want to find ourselves in this week. So let's not box ourselves in. Let's not, think about where we're trying to go or end results. We just want to keep learning, being open, testing out new things, receiving messages, listening, being aware, and we should have a pretty good week if we do that. So let me know if you get any interesting messages this week. I will let you know next week as well. And I hope, as always, that you have an awesome week. All right. Thanks.